Hi, my name is Jim Broco. Today I will be talking about our AGR functions and processes. Hope you guys enjoyed the presentation, and if you have any questions, we'll have a time at the end where we can discuss any points that you guys find relevant. So what I'll be talking today will be an assessment plan on our functions and processes, also some strategies of improvement in this area, and also a quality assurance plan for our functions and processes as well. So I'll start making an assessment on our processes. I'll be talking about the strategy, his weaknesses, and his strengths. We'll be focusing on recruitment, training and development, and workplace diversity. I'll start talking about recruitment. So the strategy would be implement online recruitment and expand our job boards to reach a broader audience. Right now, we don't have a strong online presence, which we come to an agreement based on studies that is very important. Everybody is online nowadays, so we should be stronger in this area. The strength of this strategy would be a well-documented candidate qualification because we will have a central database with all this information, and we have an experienced hiring team, which is going to be perfect for this position. The only weaknesses we found in this strategy would be we need to enhance our diversity recruitment efforts, and we need to streamline our hiring process, holding training in unconscious bias, and use more technology, as mentioned right before. When it comes to training and development, we need to develop our ongoing learning platform with more personalized training and e-learn modules as well, so people have easier access to these trainings. The strength of this strategy would be we have dedicated trainers and we have well-structured training programs because, like I mentioned before, it's going to be in a central database, easy access, everybody can use it. The weakness of this plan, we need to enhance our efficient training resources. We need to use enhancing and learn options to have more flexibility and create opportunity to continuous learning. It's not something you do once and then you never do again. It's something that you can advance through and always be learning something new. When it comes to our workplace diversity, we need to define a formal program for diversity and inclusion with clear metrics, policies, and reporting. The strength of this strategy would be inclusive company culture and a diverse workplace, which is always beneficial. You always have different points of view, different strategies, so only good things for this company when it comes to diversity. The only weakness on this strategy is because we need to develop and implement formal policies for diversity inclusion policies. We need to collect and analyze the data information and our diversity metrics, and we need to bridge the potential gaps on diversity initiatives. So our strategies for this improvement, you guys all received a table with all. I'm gonna be in the slides. You will see the basic information. I'm gonna be discussing all the points that you received in the folder I gave to you guys before the presentation. So our first strategy would be related to recruitment. Would be put in place online recruitment, as mentioned before, to provide diversity training and diversity job boards. So we have this posted online, as you can see on your table. The time frame for implementation of this would be around 90 days, so we have time to prepare everything correctly. The team roles required for this strategy would be the recruitment specialist, HR manager, and the IT specialist. So we'll be doing it online. The managers involved in this strategy would be the department heads and HR manager would be myself. So I'll be being part of this. And the external contractors that we're gonna need for this strategy would be diversity training facilitators, which we already have contact with them. The system for gathering and storing information that are needed to execute this strategy would be applicant tracking system. So, like I mentioned before, we have a central database with all the information, online recruit platform, and diversity training records. So everything's on this database. When it comes to training and development, we need to prepare continuous learning platform and centralized training database. Time frame for this strategy, as you can see in your folder, is 180 days. It's a little bit more complicated than the recruitment. We need to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So the team roles required for this strategy would be learning specialists, training and development coordinators, Same, all the department heads and the HR manager would be involved in this strategy, and the external contractors that we're gonna need is the e-learning content providers. E-learning content providers, which we already have contact on, and we will be start working with them very soon. So the system to gather and store information on this strategy would be e-learning modules, where they have continuous learning and they always learning something new, and a centralized learning database, similar to the database we have for the recruitment of applicants. And on the workplace diversity, we need to set formal diversity and inclusion programs to have more diversity in our workforce and have clear policies, reporting, and metrics. The, the time frame for this strategy is 270 days. It can be changed. I hope we can achieve this sooner, but we have all this time so we can do it properly. People involved in this would be myself, the HR manager, diversity and inclusion specialist, and data analyst. Also, people involved in this would be the department heads and the HR manager, and the external contractors that we're gonna need for this strategy are consultants specialized in diversity. So we're gonna the way you're gonna manage and store the information on this strategy would be sorry, diversity and inclusion policy documents and diversity metrics reporting. Now I'll talk a little bit about our processes quality assurance plan. In recruitment, we will be conducting systematically audits of the recruitment process. We will conduct feedback surveys with hire manager and the candidates, and we're going to be analyzing the time to hire metrics. Our training needs to ensure that the quality of this process is according to plan, is training on unconscious bias, diversity recruitment, and online recruitment system. The process, the strategies that we've been talking during the presentation. So the performance indicators that we're going to be analyzing to ensure that this function is delivered according to our policies and procedures would be candidate satisfaction scores. It is important to see how this process is viewed from our candidates as well, to see if it's competitive for new candidates to apply and if it's a comfortable process for them to go through. We will be analyzing the time to hire metrics so we can see how effective our process is, and also the percentage of diverse candidates that we're going to be hiring. In our training and development, we'll be elaborating a program for learning effectiveness, establish feedback loop, and track training attendance for driving continuous improvement. Like was mentioned before, it's important that the training is not something that is done once. It's important that it's a continuous learning, so they are always up to date with new tendencies in the market and everything else. So the training needed to be will be the trainers will be training on the e-learning, so they will have facility to teach online as well, not only on presential training, to help the access for this training. And you're going to be training employees on how to use the e-learning platform, which will be very simple, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then the performance indicators that we're going to be analyzing on this strategy would be the learning effectiveness scores. So there will be a survey at the end of every test, every training, so we can see if the candidates are really learning through a training, if it's effective. And also we're gonna have attendance rates, number of modules completely, and so we can see we will be able to analyze every step of the way when it comes to the training and development through this strategy. When it comes to workplace diversity, we are going to put in place a diversity and inclusion program, like mentioned before. We're going to be closely monitoring the diversity metrics and conduct diversity awareness training as well. The training needs for this part of the strategy would be inclusion and diversity awareness training, which will be implemented very soon for all our employees. That goes to department heads through our last employees, so everybody's going to be doing this training, which is very important. And the metrics that we're going to be analyzing is employee feedback on diversity initiatives, see how everybody is dealing with these initiatives and how they are adapting to this new system, and also our diversity program compliance and diversity metrics as well. So there's two relevant questions that I think it's important for us to discuss and for you guys to think as well. Before I answer your questions, I'll be asking these two questions. It would be what additional resources or support you guys think would be suitable for our successful execution of the strategies I just presented? And also, what specific concerns or challenges do you think exist on implementing the proposed HR improvement strategy? So basically, it's like what do you guys think that could be done besides everything that was presented today, and what would be the main challenges on these strategies? So please think about that. We're gonna be discussing that soon. And now, if you guys have any questions about my presentation, I'm all ears. Thank you very much for your time, and see you on the next one.